Ladies and gentlemen, this is your psychic Christine Wallace, and I currently have Carolyn with me. We're working together, and she does Reiki healing, so we want to go ahead and start a discussion on what Reiki healing is and what kind of benefits or results we are supposed to expect. So if you would like to reach out and book a session with Carolyn, or you would like to have a psychic consultation, don't hesitate to call 855-70-TAROT. That's 855-70-TAROT. Thank you so much. We'll be speaking to Carol now. Welcome, Carol.
Hi, Christine.
So nice of you to be here on this podcast today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Well, you're always welcome here. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about your Reiki healing sessions. Maybe you'd like to share with our listeners a little bit of the history of Reiki and how or why it works.
Of course. So we have to understand what Reiki is, and although it is said that it's a very mysterious energy, it is a form of energy healing. Rei means spiritual or sacred, and Ki is energy. So we can understand it as a mysterious life force energy. It is pure life force energy. The practitioner will channel that energy, and it will enter the patient's body, and it will move through the chakras and energy centers. It is very, very relaxing. Reiki really provide deep relaxations so the patient's body can move from the sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight mode, to the parasympathetic system, which is our optimal health, which is our we resource ourselves, we rest, we relax. And Reiki does wonders. It is all about relaxation and tuning in and opening up to the energy so pure healing can happen.
What type of issues is a person facing that Reiki could be helpful to them?
So Reiki can help with a lot of different issues. The most common one that we see are people who are very stressed and are dealing with high anxieties and depressions, or people who need mental clarity or body alignment, also people who have mood disorders or sleep disorders. Another common reason to reach out to a Reiki practitioner would be for pain management. And if someone went through a surgery or medical procedure, it would be to speed up the recovery and make the body more comfortable.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that. I'm also hearing that hospitals are also offering Reiki nowadays.
Yeah.
So I find that very interesting because, that's hospitals and doctors are usually very science-based. But obviously, in order for them to bring that into the medical world, that must mean that people are truly seeing real benefits from having Reiki done. So you're talking about, do you think that the mind can sometimes create the physical pain, and by alleviating the stressors or getting the person to relax, as you mentioned, that these mysterious physical pains, because I know when the mind isn't in a good state, sometimes that can transform into real physical pain.
Sure, sometimes it does start on the mental level. Reiki is wonderful because it works on 4 levels. It works on the physical level, but it also works on the mental level, on the emotional level, and the spiritual level. And as I understand it, the very deep root cause of our diseases are on the spiritual level, and they sometimes affect the mental, the emotional, and the physical level. So Reiki really on all these subtle bodies, and it really allows us to attain optimal well-being because it addresses all these energies, and it's really soothing on all level.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because even science is realizing how much of a toll that stress can have on the body and create so many health issues. So basically, having Reiki done when you're experiencing a lot of stress and stuff like that is kind of like a preventive measure.
Yes.
Before things get out of control. And even if a person has already experienced the significant health issues, then the Reiki can also help to heal from something like that ever happening again.
Sure.
Possibly. Right.
And so someone would come for a Reiki session. Sometimes they may need only a few sessions to feel better, but some people might need more than one session. And it really depends on what is going on with the client. But it could be very cumulative, and you could really feel the effect of Reiki on the long run. Getting more than one session will really help these effects be long lasting.
Okay, well that totally makes sense. On average, how many sessions in your experience have you generally seen? How many sessions on average does a person need?
So again, it depends why they come to me for, but on average, I would say about 4 sessions.
Okay, Can you walk me through the typical process of, let's say I was just coming in to have a Reiki session, how does it work from there?
So you would lay down fully closed on a massage table. And I do like to work with crystals and frequencies. So I would put on a healing frequencies and use those little healing crystals that I have. I would lay them on your chakras. And then we would start the healing process. I would call in the energy. I would call in our guides and the forces, the elements, the directions. And you would close your eyes. Take deep breath, and then I would start laying my hands on your body. So I can either lay them on your body parts or hover over some body parts. For example, for women, I would hover over the heart chakra, and for women and men, I would hover over the sacral chakra.
Gotcha.
The rest of the body, though, I like Reiki touch, so I have a preference for laying hands on, but other practitioners may only prefer hovering during the whole session.
Right. I've seen both hands on, hands off. And I guess that does have to do with what the client is feeling more comfortable with, obviously.
Yes.
And typically, how long is a Reiki session? How much time per session do you recommend, and what are the times that you offer?
So I recommend to start with an hour, just because we can really dive deep in the session and get a long session enough for the patient to be fully relaxed. So I start with an hour. I also offer 75 minutes or 90-minute sessions.
Okay, that's good. That's good. In my experience, when I'm working with clients doing some kind of healing depending on their needs, I've always found that it's better to kind of dive in, because the beginning stages is when the heaviest work is actually needed. Yes. And progressively kind of move down.
Yeah, that's true.
Depending on what the client is facing or dealing with. So is there any specific question that you find that a lot of people are asking you about Reiki, the general questions that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask if Reiki can only be done face-to-face, and actually it also can be done distantly. And this is kind of like that mysterious part of the energy. It kind of transcends time and space, so it could be done distantly. The process is the same, but the practitioner would include the sacred symbols that were revealed to them during the attunement, the initiation to Reiki energy. And so that would be, these sacred symbols would be the way we opened up that how can I say it, that portal.
Portal.
So the energy travels through time and space.
Right.
And can reach the
Well,
person.
that's something that people need to understand, that when we're talking energy, nothing gets in the way of a person's energy reaching another person's energy
Yes.
if we have that intention for that energy to reach the other person. So you're talking about like FaceTime or Zoom or something like that to be used as a portal to do distance healing?
So I would do it through Zoom, just as a little touch base before the session starts, to kind of check in with the client. And then we would be off connection. I would send the healing distantly, and then I would touch base with the client right after that on Zoom again.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. Because I'll tell you what, one time I was I think I was on one of the social media platforms, and there was one lady that was doing a distance healing. And I did just kind of stay and just allow myself to accept that distance healing. And I could really feel the difference with the kind of the hands. Her hands were clearly sending energy to me. And I was feeling the positive effects of that. So I am definitely a big believer in all things spiritual. And I think that before a person can really put themselves to really like judge whether this is, a thing that's working or not, they actually should try it at least once to have their own personal experience before, start making assumptions about it. When a person comes in to have a Reiki session, like you have done several Reiki sessions for some of my clients, and they were saying that they felt a tremendous amount of change, more relaxed, more calm, and a couple of them walked in very stressful.
Yeah.
And they were immediately able to feel this, like the positive sensations moving through the mind, the body, and the spirit. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like when the session was done, they were walking out as different people.
Yeah, I really felt that in their energy. And it is hard to explain what Reiki is. It is so mysterious, and it can't really be fully grasped with the mind. But the best way to understand how it is and how it works is to experience it. So like you said, opening up to it and then see if it resonates with you. But it is very, very magical, and I always have a deep joy to be able to help others on their healing journey. And heal myself as well. I mean, as healers, we always start with ourselves. So it is a giving and a receiving dance, and I find it beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here. Thanks for sharing your knowledge and what it is that you offer to the listeners. And if you are interested in having a session, like I said earlier, please don't hesitate to reach out. We also are offering lots of different things here at the Mystical Charms and Things Healing House. We offer classes, guided meditation, psychic tarot card reading, spiritual healing, Reiki healing, and so much more. We even have products that we sell here and do offer suggestions as to what products would actually work for you the best. So even after you do have a session, that you have the ability to kind of maintain the work that has been done for you, meaning on your own. Our goal here is to heal you, and for you to be able to also work on yourself as well, if for some reason you can't make it in or whatever. So we want to provide you with these tools. Also, I just want to say, go ahead and please subscribe to this podcast. When you subscribe, you can definitely get some extra benefits as a subscriber, such as downloadable files, free gifts, private sessions, getting in live on my live radio show. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Mystical Charms and Things Healing House is where the magic happens. Thank you again so much. Namaste. I want to wish you all of the very best of luck, and I look forward to serving you soon. Bye-bye now.
Thank you, Christine. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.